It turns out that the United States government had access to a secret Twitter portal which they were using to censor COVID-related content that contradicted the government's narrative. These same files also reveal the fact that these same government officials were working closely alongside Facebook employees in order to basically do the very same thing over on that platform. And before we dive into the specifics of these documents, I want to give a quick shout out to our reporter here at the Epoch Times, Ms. Patricia Tolson, who put a lot of this research together over on the Epoch Times website. And it's also worth mentioning that these specific documents were not actually part of the Twitter files that Elon Musk is slowly releasing, but rather they were obtained by an organization called America First Legal, otherwise known as AFL, and they have been conducting a probe into the censorship practices of big tech for the last few months, I believe over a year now. And this treasure trove of documents is actually the fourth release thus far. For your reference, according to their most recent news briefing over on the AFL's website, the first release had to do with exposing the explicit collusion between the CDC and big tech in order to censor what the Biden administration deemed to be quote-unquote misinformation. Their second release showed some of the more specific ways that the CDC was sending both Facebook as well as Twitter specific posts that they were able to then take down, throttle, censor, or flag. Their third release had to do with the fact that the CDC's guidance on masks, specifically their masking guidance for school children, was governed by political polling. And then now, their fourth release of documents, as I mentioned just a moment ago, well, this new set of documents exposes, among several other things, a secret Twitter portal which U.S. government officials were using to censor dissenting views regarding COVID. Specifically, what these documents show is that the CDC was actively collaborating with UNICEF, the World Health Organization, as well as a company called Mafindo to mitigate so-called disinformation. And for your reference, Mafindo is a Facebook third-party fact-checking partner based out in Indonesia. They are funded by Google, and in the past, they've been known to have censored keyword searches for things like coronavirus, COVID-19, as well as blocking information regarding the adverse reactions caused by the vaccines.